Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the Afterparty. Yeah, that's so stupid. How you guys doing today? I am well. I slept like a fucking drunk baby. I don't know what a drunk baby would sleep like, to be honest. So, like a drunken sailor. You ever see a sailor after he's passed out and he's just asleep for 3 days? Yeah, I slept so well last night. Woke up stiff, of course, because my body shouldn't lay like that for so long. But I woke up, looked at the clock, and like, holy shit! I didn't wake up at all during it. I slept good. I feel refreshed, and I'm having a good day. And then I pop onto Twitter. Oh my god, why do I do that to myself? I know I do it because I enjoy it, and there's a lot of stupid over there, and stupid makes me happy. Stupid makes me happy because it gives me something to talk about and laugh about, and that's what we're going to do today. In chat, though, Jack Gunsky says, betcha Shoe talked to him at some point. For those of you who don't know, I did a stream last night about Shoe0nHead. And no, we haven't discussed it at all. The closest we came to discussing it is before I did the stream. I did send her a DM letting her know that I was doing a stream about her and what it was about. I invited her on if she wanted to come on. I always throw that out there anytime I'm going to be talking about her. She never takes it because she doesn't go on a lot of live streams. But if I'm going to be talking about somebody like that I know, I give them the chance. They go, what do you mean? Just the people you know? Yeah, because I don't want this to turn into blood sports. But if it's somebody I'm friends with, yeah, I give them a chance if they want to come hang out and discuss things. But mostly it was to let her know what it was going to be about, because people are going to come in. Oh my God, this guy was talking about you. Thank you, Cryptic, who says, you hate yourself, don't you? I do. No, my self-love borders on psychological. NML asks, where's Jack at? Jack is probably out living his life. He actually does things during the day, guys. Plus, I sent him a link, but I did tell him I'm on the satellite right now. I can't use the other internet, so if anybody joins me, there's going to be a slight delay. And it makes talking difficult because we end up sounding like we're very awkward with each other. Yeah. So he's got the link if he wants to come in, but it's not like it would be a great back and forth conversation necessarily, because that just happens on the satellite. So I don't use it normally. But anyway, the video last night about Shoe0nHead. I get done with the stream last night, and I go onto Twitter, and the UFO answer, he's popped into chat once or twice. You guys who follow me on Twitter, you all know who this fucking moron is. He has been out to get Monkey for quite some time. He's out to prove that I am some kind of horrible person. I don't know why. I had a theory that it was AOC, and I have a new theory. He got very mad at me for making fun of Donkey Girl. But other things happened around that time too. And as I've been watching his responses, I have a new theory about why he's upset with me. And I think it got confirmed today. So I get onto Twitter today, and this motherfucker, wait, should we just go through the whole thing? Should we start at the beginning? This is what he did last night. Let me find it. God, I hate this guy. He's such an idiot. He tagged Vosh and Papa Bird Jake. If you guys don't know who Papa Bird Jake is, he's half of Bible Reloaded. For some reason, he tags both of them, and he says this: more Trumpists at the Jack Cochran at Ranting Monkey thirst over Shoe0nHead and lamenting that their perception of her was wrong this entire time. These conservative fixations on her is so gross. Thank you, Rudicus. Finally caught you live again. Take my money. I will happily do so. I appreciate the support. Now, a couple of things need to be said. When I was talking about Shoe last night, Jack wasn't here at all. He came in long after I'd stopped talking about her. 2, you can tag whoever the fuck you want. I stand by what I say. I'm not afraid of what I said. I believe it is entirely possible that Shoe didn't change, that she has only changed what she's talked about, and that has changed perceptions about her. Has she changed at all? Yeah. Even she mentioned that in her video, which is what my stream was about, was her fucking video. This idiot goes on to say that I only did this because she's single, and I want to. Apparently, I want to plow Shoe. Now, any of those of you who've been watching know that she's not really my type, and I'm not saying that mean or anything. Hi, Vanilla Bear, but Shoe's not my type. She's got brown hair, which I like. You guys know that, but I like curly brown hair. She's a little thin for my taste. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. Just my taste. I like them a little bit thicker. This is Kyle. Thank you. Who says, hello, chat people and Monkey. What have I missed? Not much. We're just getting into it now. Dark Allow says, you said nothing about Shoe0nHead that either you or her should be ashamed of. Yeah. I didn't say anything sexual about the woman. Nothing. And we'll get to the other part of how she's not my type in just a moment, because it becomes important in a second. My video is not unique to my channel. It's not unique. Thank you, Cryptic, who says, I prefer shoe on feet. Just one? Shouldn't that be shoes on feet? A long time ago, I think it's the way that Shoe0nHead first started watching this show, because she has watched it before. I made a video about a video she had made. We did a stream one night about a video she had made, which we were critical of her in. We were quite critical. I forget who all was on with me that night, but her name was in the title, and it was because it was about stuff she had said. And yes, on YouTube, having Shoe0nHead in your title can be good for your video. I won't lie, there's a tiny bit of clickbait there. But look at the tags if you guys have vidIQ or something like that lets you see my tags. I'm too lazy to tag most of my streams. The only time I tag them is if it's a big political event. Then I'll tag the fuck out of them. Otherwise, I don't even bother tagging them because I'm too fucking lazy. Oh, Grouchy Gamer, thank you. It's Monkey in the morning, in the afternoon, and after MITM. It's the after party. It's the after party. Thank you guys for the donations. I really do appreciate it. But this idiot has decided, the UFO answer, this idiot has decided that I'm just thirsting after Shoe. And he even says to me that it's because she's single and I put her name in the title. Apparently, that's how you seduce women. I put their name in the title, and then maybe they'll touch my pee-pee. Which may be the dumbest thing I've ever heard this week. You put, guys out there, apparently the way you get a woman to touch your pee-pee is to make a stream and put her name in the title. So I asked him, like, well, what about when she was still with a couple and I put her name in the title? And he answered, oh my God, you've been a creeper longer than I thought. I'm like, wow, you need some mental help, dude. And then I went to sleep. And I woke up to this motherfucker calling me well, he didn't exactly call me a pedo. He said I had pedo tendencies. Thank you, Shrouded Angel said, is that how you seduce Lady Monkey? Yes, long before the internet, I made a stream called Lady Monkey, and she came and touched my pee-pee. This motherfucker said that I have pedo tendencies because, well, we'll get to that in a second. This is what he said. I'm definitely not a white knight, just putting the spotlight on a creep who has pedo tendencies. All right. All right, let's discuss that. Let's discuss that. How do I have pedo tendencies? Yes, you guys want to hear how I have pedo tendencies? Yes, I know. She was 30 or early 30s, late 20s, whichever it is. Really close. Really close. And to this fucking moron, that shows some kind of pedo tendencies. But he does explain. He does explain. He says, Ranting Monkey, I know reading comprehension is not your strong suit. The word tendencies implies a history of displaying an inclination. With Shoe0nHead, you're just creepy. Ooh. You have a history of talking extremely sexual to YouTube girls aged 17 to 21 and coming from an old fat man. Well, that right there confirmed my newest suspicion about this guy. I thought it was all about AOC, but you guys can check with Jack. He's not here. You can ask him later. Ask him, did Ranting Monkey give you a different scenario? I think this guy has a thing for a couple of YouTubers that don't hate me that he likes. Thank you, Sir Wolfgang. Were you the guy who raised hell for there being literal CP on Twitter? Or is my memory starting to go at the ripe old age of 24? Yes, I did. Many times, actually. Pincalo, thank you for the thumbs up. Formerly Rodline, thank you. That guy took the short bus to school, didn't he? I think the short bus ran him over a few times. Encrypted, thank you. I'm going to stream about Emily. I can't say that. Radajowski? Did I say that right? She'll come touch your pee-pee, according to this guy. This is Kyle, thank you. You must also creep on Biden since his name was in the title before. Remember, everyone, Ufio is just mad. Monk made fun of AOC. Again, I do think that's part of it, but I think there are a couple of young ladies on Twitter, on YouTube, that our little Ufio has a boner for. I think that's what this is. Drew W, thank you. Sounds like he is simping because another man said something nice about his woman. Yes. Oh, thank you. And Havoc says he's just jealous Shoe pays more attention to you. I don't think it's really about Shoe. I think that he thought he could get Vosh and Jake from Bible Reloaded to come put me in my place over Shoe, because there has been a lot of talk about Shoe0nHead lately from different places, and this way, big people will do it instead of just him trying to do it on Twitter. But that 17 to 21-year-old, one, I don't think I've ever knowingly talked to a 17-year-old on my channel. But the two I'm thinking of, Some Dumb American and Weibo. I know he's been in the chat for Weibo. And I think he's got a little boner for those two. RBA Dar, thank you. Monkey pisses off the simps. When they run into somebody who is just a man, it confuses them. I'm not going to go on an alpha. No. Just somebody who's a man. It doesn't have to pretend to be anything else to try to get internet pussy. Let me be really clear here. I don't want to even see anybody in the audience naked. Male, female, none of that. I don't care. If I want to see somebody naked, I go to my wife because I like my wife. And for me, it's not even, I don't want to lose half my shit. I don't want to lose her. I love her. And I'm perfectly happy where I am. And she's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. I don't want to ruin what I have. That said, I'm willing to talk to people. And yes, I make jokes. I make a lot of jokes. But I even this came up one time with Pat, when somebody was accusing me of being a black savior. Their reason for it is, you make gay jokes with Pat. Like, I make gay jokes with a lot of people. The fuck does that have to do with anything? But it's this. Oh, you make sexual comments towards 17 to 21-year-olds. First of all, motherfucker, which 17-year-old? Which one? I'd like to know. I would really like to know. Have I made sexual comments towards an 18-year-old? Probably. But for the record, that makes them legal. And there's a part of that you should really pay attention to, and it's the part that says, "Jokes, you dumb motherfucker." Jesus Christ. Oh, most of the time, it's not like I want to put my dick in you. I don't think I am that forward with anyone. One, because I don't think that's all that funny, unless it's Stunlock, which somebody just brought up gay jokes with Stunlock. Yeah, I don't think that's funny. But like when Weibo, I've made a lot of sexual jokes to her about her fascination with the Greeks and when she was going Greek, because there's a connotation to say going Greek. There really is. And so we were making a lot of jokes about her, going Greek. But it was about a month ago, maybe, that this fucking idiot popped up again, where he said something, and I couldn't remember what it was. Sorry. Like, oh, does our little Ufio answer have a boner for the Weibo? Does he want to put his little willy in her? And he's mad that she's nice to me. It's just a weird thing to see. But somehow his a weird obsession with me has now turned into me being someone with pedo tendencies. Now we're going to talk about the third way that Shoe's not my type. No offense, Shoe. You're a lovely young woman. I like older women. We've talked about that before. I like older women. I always have. Since I can remember. I always have liked older women. And there's women that I've talked about on this show that you guys are like, oh, you do it with her? That are older than me. Absolutely. What's his name again? The Ufio Answer. Did I walk in at a bad time? No, Brutus, you're fine. It's just funny. And somebody said there's never any receipts. Yeah, right. And it was funny to me that he put 17 to 21. Like, that's weird. Why not 18 to 21? And somebody put on in our chat just a second ago that there's a YouTube demographic for 17 to 24. So yeah, why not 17 to 24? 17 to 21. Because if you say 17, they're underage. Despite what we may joke about with some of our rhetoric on the show, I don't really find younger women attractive. And it's not that they're not beautiful. I see them and I can go, wow, that's a really beautiful woman. But they just look so young to me. Am I the only guy that happened to? That the older you get, even women 10 years younger than me, you look so young. Just you grow up a little bit and then we'll talk. I mean, we won't talk because, like I said, happily married. But if you're going to talk about, how beautiful they are, like Amy Coney Barrett, the nominee for the Supreme Court, I find her to be absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, as is. Not one of those, oh, she was probably beautiful years ago. No, I think she's fucking stunning. I have always liked older women, and I've mentioned that so many times. So many times. True, W. There are cute young women out there, younger than me, but unless they keep words from coming out of their mouth, I lose all interest. I can feel you there too. Look, I've joked also about liking dumb women, and there's a beauty to a dumb woman. No offense, there's dumb guys out there that you women find hot, so stop it. Don't pretend like I'm alone in liking dumbness. But there does come a point. There is a point where they say something too dumb, and it's like, oh, and they turn into a fat old guy that you have no interest in at all. Like, no, you're just too dumb. If something accidentally happened and we had a baby, it would come out and it would literally be a potato. Monkey is a wrinkle chaser. I don't know why. I've always found older women attractive. I only dated 3 women or 3 girls actually, because I was in high school, but all of them are older than me. Even Lady Monkey, even though, I mean, we are close in age, but she's still older than me. I like older women, guys. Pincalo, thank you. The term cute but stupid comes to mind. Yeah. Back in the day, on Cheers, Cheers keeps coming up. Maybe I'll have to go back and watch some of that show because we used to watch it all the time. But Woody, people loved. There are women who loved Woody. He played a dumbass, like a fucking moron. Dumb characters, dumb guys, women like those. So I don't want to hear any shit about me liking dumb women. Cynical Lindsay says, don't feel bad. There are women that thirst for older men. No, and I don't feel bad. And I do think part of it comes from losing my mom when I was so young. Just, it's like, okay, something in my brain went, I need somebody older than me because I'm definitely not capable of taking care of myself. But yeah, I've just always liked older women, and I'm not apologetic for it. I'm not. I'm quite open about it. That's what, when I open my fucking Twitter and the first thing I see is that he has pedo tendencies. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? How from anything I've ever said do you even come close to that? Like, the fuck? I've done entire streams of anger about pedos. And like somebody pointed out, on Twitter, who are allowed to run free. Entire fucking streams. By myself, mind you. Days where Jack wasn't here. And it's me literally talking for an hour and a half. Simple-minded women for simple men. James Colley, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I also have always liked smart women. There's something about a smart woman. Lady Monkey is absolutely smarter than me. I'm better than her at math. And I'm proud of that because it is the only thing I am better than her at. She is, I bet if we had a peeing standing up competition, she'd still beat me. She doesn't try that, but she's just better at everything. And I like a smart woman. I like a beautiful, smart, older woman. There's something about that, you know? It's like, yeah. Monkey, you need to get your ducks in a row. Monkey, what are you streaming about? This idiot who said that I have pedo tendencies because he has a boner for some of the YouTube ladies that are out there who won't denounce me as he thinks they should. It's actually quite cute. It's quite cute. This guy, now, I do want to talk about him a little bit more. And don't worry, guys, this isn't going to be a long one. This is actually a short one because I'd much rather be doing a game stream. Do a game stream leading into tonight's Lords of the Night. This guy's not a troll. There's people out there who think he's a troll. He's not a troll. He's angry. He's very angry. Evil Jonathan asks, when will Amy Koenig Barrett get confirmed? I'm not sure. They're going to be doing the vote in the committee here on, what's today? What is today? Oh, they'll be doing it tomorrow. Tomorrow's the vote for confirming her. So, Cryptic, thank you. Fail. Emily Radajowski didn't come. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe she did, but she didn't, if you know what I mean. Excuse me. I am so sorry. This guy, he's not a troll. He hates. He's got hate in his heart. And I've warned you guys about this before. Don't go out there and be hateful. Hate never leads to anything good, especially because it clouds your mind. It makes your brain just want to destroy instead of being logical, which is much easier to use to destroy people. If there's anything to destroy at all. There are people I don't like, guys, and I just walk away. She's like, I don't care. because that's the most logical thing to do in most circumstances. Terry Diamandis, thank you. You say you love your grandkids. Maybe he thinks that counts. Well, yeah, I don't know about his home life growing up, so maybe. Don't let anger guide you. It's a bad path to go down because it makes you want to believe things. It makes you want to believe the worst. It really does. It's counterproductive. And that's what he is. He is just somebody who hates me. And again, I think I finally figured out the real reason. This guy, he wants to bone a couple of young ladies on YouTube, and they won't give him the time of day. And they've been very nice to me, even though he thinks I'm a Trump supporter. That's another great one. You Trumpist. You Trumpist. Didn't we talk about that just last night? Didn't we talk about this just last night? And the night before? And last week? The week before? The month before? The year before? Haven't we discussed this enough? Again, I don't care who you vote for as long as it's not Biden. If you want to say I am anti-Biden, that is 100% true. 100% true. I am anti-Biden. Am I pro-Trump? No. I'm not a Trump supporter. I think the nation could do better. Absolutely. And I don't know that I believe in him as a leader. I will be voting for Lady Monkey again. Raging Cage says Monk's lack of a temper annoys me. I have a temper. In fact, it has come out on those pedo streams I was talking about before. Run into the other night when I was starting the stream and we ended up talking about those fucking Amish people. Listen to my voice during that. I probably shouldn't have talked about that. I shouldn't have talked about that because it angered me so much that I think it kind of pulled down the beginning of the show. Yeah, there are things that absolutely bring out my temper, but it's not many things. Reasons I've kept listening to Monkey to try and maintain balance. So I appreciate that, John Miller. I do my best. You know what I do? I was partisan. And to an extent, I still am because I am conservative. But at the very beginning of my political life, I called myself happily a Democrat. I happily cast my first ever vote in a presidential election for Bill Clinton's reelection. 4 years later, I happily called myself a Republican. I never registered as either, but called myself openly a Republican and voted for George W. Bush. The next election, George's reelection, I happily called myself a libertarian and voted for whichever irrelevant piece of shit was running that year. 12 years after I started voting, I was done with all of them. Done with all of them. How old am I? I'm 45 years old. I am partisan. I have my own beliefs, and they do tend to what we call conservative today. But I try to be fair to the people I'm talking about. Am I always? No. I fail at that sometimes. I'm human. You know, W was a terrible Republican. He was, but W was a good transitional Republican. RBA Dar, thank you. Monkey Dick Jim Jones, don't touch the monkey butt. Thank you very much. Bush was a good transitional Republican because he wasn't so Republican. He wasn't Dick Cheney, you know. Dick Cheney was a hardcore Republican. George W. was more of a good transition if you were going from Democrat to Republican. That was an easier one to make. And so it's like, okay, I believe in some of the stuff. I don't think he's going to be a horrible dictator-y type shitbag. And what pushed me away from Bush, actually, it wasn't the war. I know a lot of people is like, whoa, the war. Not for me. It was tariffs. It was tariffs. And there's two parts to it. One, at the time, I still thought free trade was probably a better way to do things. I saw how it was hurting us, and that's part of what started pushing me away from it. Because it wasn't until Bush came in that all the factories around here were like, yeah, we need to go to Mexico, and they all shut down and went to Mexico. So that's part of it. But he also put these tariffs on foreign steel, and I worked in a machine shop. And foreign steel was already more expensive for our shop to use. But the tariffs made it so expensive that we had to go to US steel, and we started using that. And it was utter garbage. And the only reason Bush did that was to suck up to steel unions for the re-election that was like 4 years away at that point. He did it very early on. Thank you, Joe Lopez. He got the idea that you wanted to steal his women because of your tendencies towards small chicks. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Fuck. I don't know what. Like I said, he is just looking. This is why you don't go for anger. He is just looking for anything to try to get somebody bigger than him, somebody like Vosh, for instance, to come put me in my place, because Monkey's bad. Monkey needs beat up on. Do it yourself, pussy. I can't think of anything more sad than trying to bring somebody down by tagging other people because that person spoke about someone. And by the way, I wasn't rude. Those of you who saw last night, and please be serious, please give an honest answer here. Put a 1 in chat if you think I was rude to Shoe0nHead, and a 2 if you don't think I was at all. And please be honest, because I don't think I was rude to her at all. She hadn't seen it when she came into chat. She came into chat last night, and she said she was going back to watch the beginning. And I never saw her in chat again. We wrapped up shortly after, so she might not have even finished it. She hasn't DM'd me or hit me on Twitter or anything about that. I literally don't know. Monkey was annoyingly polite. Don't hate. Again, it's not about being polite or anything. It's about being fair. It's about being fair. And whether it's Shoe0nHead or it's Donald Trump or it's even Bernie Sanders, I have told you guys, I fucking hate that commie. I've said those exact words. I fucking hate that commie. But you've seen me defend him. You've seen me stand up for him when he was being treated unfairly. All I want is fairness. I want fairness. And that's how I try to do my own political analysis. So whether you agree with me or not, I've rarely had anybody say I was being unfair to someone. Fairness is for children and commies. Fairness is for discussion. If you're having a fair conversation about communism, there's no reason to ever go towards communism. Because the fair thing about communism is it's always failed, and it leads people to abject poverty. It leads to oppression. It leads to fascist societies. All these people. It is so funny watching these commies who, I'm anti-fascist. Communism demands fascism. It just does. Show me any communist society that wasn't fascistic. Any. I'm willing to learn. But it has to be. Because trying to treat everybody with fairness of outcome instead of fairness of opportunity. Equality, guys, real equality, leads to some people being lazy as fuck and others going, this isn't fair. This isn't fair. Why am I working twice as hard for the same old soggy loaf of bread that he gets? I should be getting more. I'm working harder. So if you're having a fair conversation, that's what comes out. And it is fair to point out that there are problems in capitalism. There are people who are still poor. But when you compare it to everybody being poor, well, whoops. Communism breeds fascism. There's a reason Antifa, the Antifa from its very beginning, supported Hitler. Communism demands that the people keep their fucking mouths shut and only say what the government thinks is right to say. That's fascism. Anyhow, I didn't want to get off on all of that. I wanted to get off on Shoe0nHead. Sorry, I had to. This fucking asshole. So let's see. So far, this guy's accused me of supporting race realism because he swears up and down that time out before we go. Fascism and communism are both authoritarian, but they have their differences. Fascism is mainly defined that one of the biggest definitions of it is that the government controls what you're allowed to say. And communist societies all do that. You can have fascism without communism, but communism demands fascism. Anyway, so where was? Oh, this guy's accused me of the UFO answer. Look him up, guys. He's a wonderful moron. Are you clickbaiting show again? Maybe. No, I actually put her name in the title just to piss that guy off again. Because I'm a giant child, you guys. I really am, and I'm okay with it. He accused me of race realism. He accused me of supporting race realism. Something that from the very beginning, the first time I heard it, I was like, I don't know what that is. And somebody explained it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like bullshit. And then I went and looked it up. I'm like, yeah, this is bullshit. This is utter bullshit. And I used to make fun of alt-writers who would come in here and tell me race realism is real. And I'm like, you do realize that if they get their white ethno-state that is based solely on IQ, more honkies will be left out than anyone because they'll be too stupid to get in by their standard. And they used to piss people off. Woo-hoo. Yeah, but somehow all of that leads. This motherfucker said he was going to make a video proving that I've said this, that I was in favor of it. And the closest I've ever come was what I just said there, even if it were true. And then use that to point out that, yeah, it would fuck most of these guys who support it up because they would be left out of the white utopia that they want to build. That's as close as I've ever. And this motherfucker, I know you said it. No, you don't, because I never said it. I'm a racist, you guys. Of course, we've heard that from several people. The third turd says this is the first I've heard of race realism. It is the idea, just to give you a brief summary, it's the idea that some races, or that the races themselves have a natural limit to their IQ. And there's a hierarchy of it that, what is it? Starts with, is it Asians or Ashkenazi Jews that are at the top? One of them is up at the top, and then it's the other. And then it's like regular Jews, and then white people, and then everyone else. And there were alt-writers who used this to be like, see, they're too stupid to get in here, and having a low IQ makes you going to be a criminal. Well, if you take all white people, there's a whole bunch of white people who have lower IQs than what you say is the average black IQ that are going to be in there causing all these problems. So what do you do with those white people in your white-topia? Yeah, that's what race realism is. It's moronics. And it was based on this book that even in the book, they're like, well, I mean, doesn't really prove anything. And it doesn't. I got into so many arguments with people about IQ testing. Oh boy, were they mad about that shit. Hey, P-Dog, how you doing? I would invite you on, my friend. I really would, but I'm on my satellite, so we'd have a delay, and it's so hard to talk to people that way. So his name is UFO. UFOs are after you, RM. Maybe they can learn something from you. Thank you, Attack Alpaca. His name. I see what you did there, UFO. But no, it's The EUPH. Whatever, however you spell the rest of it. He's such a moron. Hello, Lexi. How you doing? One dislike you feels in chat. You might be right about that, Snub. I want to talk about how I talk about women too, and how I talk to women. I do make jokes about sex and stuff. I do like to make people uncomfortable. And it's really easy to make most women uncomfortable if you start talking about sex. So yeah, I do that. We talked last night about masturbation. It's really easy to make anybody uncomfortable talking about masturbation. Just while you're sitting there casually talking with somebody, just ask them, how much do you masturbate? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm just curious, man. Jeez, calm down. I like to do that sometimes. Yufio's just mad his career went downhill after movie Hook. It's just, I have 3 dedicated haters and 1 dedicated troll. One of the dedicated haters is actually a group dedicated hater. That's 3-sided coin. I'm not talking out of school. I mean, just go look at Twitter and see. He is really, really mad at all 3 of us. Then there's the Ufio answer. There's this guy. I can't remember who he is. I forget his name, but he pops up every now and then. And every time he does, oh, fuck, there you are. And then there's Losar, who's my dedicated troll, who he just is always constantly trying to find the hidden meaning in what I say. It is fun. It is so fun talking to him because he is so far fucking out there. And most of the time I just fuck with him on Twitter, but this is one that needed an answer directly. If you're going to say I had pedo tendencies was his wording, you better have some kind of proof to that shit. You better have some kind of proof. And there's no more proof of that than when you accuse me of race realism, because it's just not true. 3-sided is a weird one. He gave Scribe $100 the other day. You know, the 3-sided coin he's never made any bones about the fact that he completely disagrees with me politically, and that he disagrees with Scribe and Satsu to varying lengths, because none of us are in lockstep when it comes to our politics. I am the conservative one. They're definitely both more middle leaning, but he definitely disagrees. And he still used to donate to tell me he disagreed. But there was some point in the timeline where he just got really mad at us, and I don't remember what exactly it was. But he still comes by and talks and chat. 3-sided coin's not a bad guy. He's another one though. 3-sided. Seriously, if you're out there, listen to this right now. Let go of the hate part of it. Let go of the hate part, or you're going to turn into Ufio. Conservative in quotes. No, I'm rather conservative. If you want to talk about my politics, I'm very conservative. Pinkalo, thank you. You want uncomfortable? Try having a she-male for a best friend that has suddenly taken to the nudist life. That would be weird. Excuse me. A female to male trans, or a male to female trans who runs around naked. Huh. Monkey's just not a Republican. Exactly. I'm not a Republican. I go by, there's a lot of people like, Monkey, be careful when you say leftist and liberal. When I say liberal, people know what the fuck I'm talking about. So when I say conservative, people know what I'm talking about. I used to say libertarian. I used to say that because I do have what I consider libertarian leanings. I'm for freedom, guys. I'm for you being able to do whatever the fuck you want as long as it's not hurting other people. I'm for a very small government. I'm for low taxes. I'm for a safety net that is a net, not a hammock. I am for mostly staying the fuck out of the world affairs. I'm not saying I'm not an isolationist. I believe that us having military bases around the world is a good thing, but they should be there more for monitoring than as much interaction as we've had. I'm against abortion. I'm for the death penalty. What other? I think the death penalty needs to be tweaked a bit because it should be only in absolute cases. Absolute. Okay, we saw you did it, kind of thing. You were on camera, motherfucker. That kind of shit. You admitted it, bitch. That kind of thing. What else? I believe in free speech more than probably anything else I believe in. I believe in free speech. All of these things put me as a conservative right now. And I'm not ashamed of saying so. But there's some people like, oh, you're a Republican. No, I'm not. I think the Republicans, look, there's a lot of Republicans who say things that I should like, that I should be like, yeah, get them. The problem is they're full of shit. And I've talked about this before. They get into office promising all these things. Take illegal immigration. We're going to stop illegal immigration. Yeah. How many years have they been telling us that? How many years? When they had control of the Congress. The first 2 years of Trump's presidency, they had control of both houses of Congress. They could have passed a bill to build a wall. Build a fucking giant ass wall. Not that bullshit we have out there right now. Build the Great Wall of America. They could have done that if they wanted to. They didn't even fund what is up right now because they're a bunch of pussies. They were afraid that, well, I'll get bad press if I vote for that. They're pussies. They have no principles. So no, I'm not a fucking Republican. Fuck them. Now, I tend to defend what they say most of the time because I agree with what they say. It's their lack of action that I have a problem with. And if you actually look at what's happened with our government, you are better off with a Democratic Congress than you are, and actually a Democratic president than you are with a Republican one. Because the Democrats have the opposite problem. They talk about how liberal they are, and then they get into office, and they're worried a little bit about pissing off those blue dogs. Those blue dogs, which, by the way, are going away, and that's a bad thing. They're worried about pissing them off, and they want to get reelected, so they tend to not spend as much. Not spend as much. Republicans get in there on the idea of lowering the deficit. They did that for several years. And they're like, nobody's looking. Spend, motherfucker. And they did. They spent like drunken monkeys. Lancelot, thank you. Monkey in the afternoon. What is this heresy? It's an after party. It happens from time to time. It's been a while since we've done one. The main difference between fascism and communism is the speed of government takeover. That's fair. They agree on everything except where the border starts. Fascist actually... Okay, let's go back to that for a minute. When I say communist demands fascism, there's a reason I use the word fascism and not just authoritarianism. They are authoritarian. Fascism is an authoritarian kind of government, typically. But I say typically because there'll be some person. Oh, look, one time in Tibet. So for the most part, it absolutely demands government control, but it specifically demands government control of speech. Caramon says, love you, Monk, but AAA is starting later, everyone. Oh, tell them guys I said hi. I was actually going to wrap this up before they started, and I'll be wrapping up here in just a minute. I got a late start, so I want to take this to an hour, and then I'll close it out. Tell the gentleman I said hi, and that I'll stop by and say hi in a minute. And then I might do a game stream, guys. I don't mind doing a game stream against AAA because the kind of people who would watch, I tend to think those are two different audiences for the most part. So I don't mind doing that when somebody I know is doing a stream. I try not to stream over other people, believe it or not. As often as I do it, it's not on purpose. I hate racism. I believe we should all take our time. God damn it. Stop that. Don't know what the event is, but Kamala's husband just introduced himself as married to the next president of the United States. Okay, dangerous. That's a good thing. This is a good time to point out my failings, to where I let my own, do I want to say hatred? Well, yeah, let's call it hatred. My own hatred cloud my judgment. When I saw that video, you know what I should have done? I should have went and looked. I should have went and looked. And as best I can tell, that's actually from when she was still in the primaries. So him saying that isn't that weird. Now, I'm still trying to find specific confirmation of that it absolutely is from there. But I put out a tweet like, this is the third time they've said this. And it turns out, no, it wasn't even that, if it is from the primaries. So I was, I was wrong. And again, don't let your hate guide you. I made a mistake. I'm not infallible, guys. I'm beautiful. I'm sexy. I got a nice big dick that makes Lady Monkey just a happy woman. But I'm not infallible. I made a mistake. It fit in with what my brain was already willing to believe. What my brain already believed. That was my bad. That was my mistake. And far too many of us do that kind of thing. And it's not the first time. It's not the first time that's happened to me. And when you see a video, guys, check. Because it is very easy to take things out of context. Yes, I have gay hair as well. I got up today and I looked in the mirror and was like, God damn, my hair is nice. Now, I'll tell you that because the last several days that I woke up, my hair is standing up like I tried to get an 80s punk mohawk. I guess I was sleeping really hard on the side of my head. But today I woke up and it was like, wonderful. Makes streaming awkward. Look. If you think I'm awkward, nah. Send me a picture of just your hair profile. I'll let you know how gay it is. Tell you what, the next time that I look at it, Stun, I'm just like, that is beautiful. My hair's just fabulous today. I will send you a picture of my hair. Fuck, Stun, I'll send you a picture of my face. I trust you. Stun is a good guy. Stun is a jackass in chat, but he's a really good guy. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to game stream. Stun, you want to go play some ghost hunting? I can't do it on stream, but I think I'm going to go ghost hunting. Check humidity levels of your house. If it's on the dry side, you'll get bedhead. Well, my house is it's 2 stories, but the bottom story is a basement, and I mostly live in the basement, so it's a little bit. There's a good moisture down here, to where we actually have to get stuff to take the moisture out of the air, like dehumidifiers. Yeah, just sucks. As much like Sin Stuff can't watch his stream, too much noise going on from donation stuff. I get that, but let me ask you guys this seriously, because it's something I've had an issue with on this show here. Donations on the show tend to come at the very beginning of the show. The very beginning of the show is where we're getting into, most of the time, the big topic. And there are times it's like that kind of broke it up, and I'm wondering how the audience feels about me having to stop and read those. Thank you, Andrew Joyner, for the lemon with the kiss. I appreciate that. And I wonder if you guys feel that way, because I don't want to not do that. I don't want to not acknowledge them, because you guys have no idea how appreciative I am. But I look at other shows like Matt Christensen where they just read it later, and I wonder if I should do something like that. But I don't know. I hate that. Dampered? Do you mean dampered? We use dampered, but also do you know what a dehumidifier is? It's like a humidifier, but the opposite. It sucks the moisture out of the air. I like you reading them in the moment. I hate when people put them off till later. What I might do, and I get you, I hope that, or I agree with that. But what I might do is, because there's a lot of times I'm in the middle of a thought and I see it, and so that I don't forget it, I stop. What I might do is at least finish the paragraph. You tend to get more lump donations as opposed to Sin, who gets a lot of tiny donations due to sounders. That's fair. The difference is you read them out loud and there are no weird noises. Again, yeah, this is basically the same idea. So is that what makes it okay for you guys? Is that there's not that fucking sound going off? Plus, Dangerous says I have the set format. People are used to it. That's fair. Pink Owl says, change nothing. Your name is not Alex. You be nice to Alex. Yeah, there's a lot of people who say they don't like Sinatra's sounders. I don't mind his much, and maybe that's because he's my friend. But if I see it on other shows, it really pisses me off. Like, turn that the fuck down. You're going to love this. Trust me. Oh yeah, it's one of his sounders. I see you guys talking about this. I don't want to change how I do it, but I do think I need to change it just a little bit. I'm not going to stop and read it all at the end, because that to me, it seems there's sometimes I get donations that are completely off topic, and we have to stop and talk about that for a second, because if I don't, I will forget what I want to say about it later. But then we try to jump back into the main point. What I might do is, like I said, I think it's a problem with me with how I break it up. I could wait, another 30 seconds and then read it after we've finished whatever that thought is, instead of jumping immediately to it. So, because there are times that it breaks things up. And when you go back, like say Matt does, let's say we're having a talk about, I don't know, Trump not denouncing white supremacy, right? And we talk about that for 20 minutes at the beginning of the show. Well, then an hour and 40 minutes later, I stopped to read, and there's comments all about that were relevant at the time. That to me just seems so weird. You have an IMDb page. Yes. And I suppose we should bring this up too. The asshole who doxed me went and put my full name on my IMDb page. And there's a lot of people who have been talking about it. Lots of people have contacted me to ask or to let me know it's there. I know it's there. There's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. It would be useful if YouTube had a feature that didn't time out donations on a separate chat available only to the streamer. How do you mean? Love Matt's show, calling every Wednesday, and I'm one of his admins, but when they put off super chats, that does remove context. Exactly. I like Matt. I love his show. I think Blonde is that woman's mouth. I mean, that girl has no filter, and I love her for it. And I like the show. I don't get to watch it very much because we're streaming at the same time. And sometimes I'll go back, but I rarely have time to watch streams anymore. But I love their show. But that part, and there's a lot of people who do it. And to me, it's always been like, thank you, John Miller. Just be yourself. It's why I enjoy your streams. I appreciate that. Well, and again, I'm not saying I would do anything drastically different. I was just wondering how the audience felt about those, because I have wondered about it a few times. Like, is this making it too hard to watch? And if you guys are okay with it, I'm okay with it. I prefer to do it the way we do it. But like I said, there are times that I could wait just a minute before I interrupt. RVA Dar, thank you so much. Who says, Monkey, everyone has their own style. So you do you from your favorite off-topic contributor. Yeah, again, it just sometimes it feels to me like we kind of fucked up a topic at the beginning just because it gets so off-topic. But look, you guys know me. I don't mind being fucking off-topic. I saw your IMDb. My condolences. That's all right. What a fucking little piece of shit, right? What a piece of shit. But it is what it is. And I knew from the moment I got on YouTube that one day it would be possible for me to be doxxed. And I knew how it was going to happen. And I tried very hard not to talk about what would lead to it. But there was times I had to. And it is what it is. Andrew Joyner, thank you. So what's up? Shu a commie now? Don't worry, I watch later. No, Shu is not a commie. She's a socialist. So yeah, she's a commie. And you know, I do have a problem with that part of her personality. Because like I think it was Roaming's video. Sorry, Lauren Chen's video where she talked about Shoe, which again was a relevant thing. Shoe seems very reluctant to call herself a socialist. And just be yourself. This is why I tell you guys, I'm a conservative. I'm not afraid to be called a conservative. Oh, you're a conservative. You must be a Nazi racist. Go fuck yourself. I'm a conservative. Ask me about my values. It's actually considered conservative now to be fucking colorblind. How dare you? And that's racist. How dare you not look at me and think immediately that you know my whole life? That's seen as racist. The fuck? But yeah, that is a conservative value right now. And, over the years, things will change because they always have. And there'll be some point down the line that the things that I believe will be a different moniker. And you know what? I will accept them. I'm not afraid of the label. And especially when it comes to socialism or communism, there are people so afraid to just embrace it. Bernie Sanders is a communist. He's not a socialist. He's not a socialist Democrat. That man is a fucking communist who has loved communism for decades while serving in our Congress. And he's been open about loving his little commie fucking heroes. He's a communist, but he's too pussyfied to just say it. You know why? Because he knows if people knew he was actually a communist, they wouldn't vote for his little bitch ass. And he likes to have that job because he doesn't know. He has no other skills. Bernie Sanders has lived off the government job that he's had his whole life. And when I say that, I want to be careful because I'm not saying it's like, oh, he's had welfare. No, it is a job. But it doesn't qualify you for anything else. And when that's all you've ever done, you literally have nothing to offer anyone else except for maybe, I'm going to write a book and make some millions of dollars off of really stupid people by selling them something that tells them selling is wrong. How much do you guys think a person should be allowed to earn off a book? Shouldn't there be a limit to how much you can make off of simply writing a book? Doesn't that sound like some socialist shit? Doesn't that sound like something they would say? How long until they say that about J.K. Rowling? How long until they go, she shouldn't be allowed to make that much money simply from writing books? Faithless says aloud. Yeah, I use the word aloud because they say things like, and I'm not meaning to say Bernie said this. I don't know if he's ever actually said it, but Bernie followers have, that nobody should be allowed to be a billionaire. Nobody should be allowed to be a billionaire. So yeah, shouldn't there be a limit on how much he can make off a book? I mean, he simply, and I don't know if he actually wrote it. Most of the times that famous people write books, what they do is they give an interview to a ghostwriter who actually writes the damn thing. But I mean, it's just him giving his opinion. I've done that for 4 years now. I've never come close to making $1 million off what I did. So I don't think Bernie Sanders should be allowed to have made more than double what I've made doing this. What do you think? Do you think that's fair? Limiting profits is communism. You think? I'm trying to make a point here. If anybody thinks I actually think there should be a limit on how much you can make from writing a book, you have not been paying attention. I am not saying that for real. By their logic, though, we should be at a place where you shouldn't be able to become a millionaire from simply writing a book. I go to Congress every day. My wife won't let me retire, for fuck's sake. She wants a fourth house. Hubble says, I know, I was agreeing. I know, I just have to be careful in the chat because sometimes people don't always get my sarcasm. Sometimes people like, Monkey, how can you, especially if they come in right as I'm starting that part. But guys, we are at the hour mark. The AAA guys are going, what is this? This is Wednesday, so they're on Gasly's channel today, right? Over on Fright Power. Somebody Somebody check me on that to make sure I'm right. I know Friday is Sinatra, and I think Monday is Drunkle, but I don't always get to catch them. So I think they're over on. Has anybody got the link? Somebody who has a blue, a wrench. That's the word. Somebody has a wrench. Do you have the link we can throw into chat for everybody real quick? No, Gasly took the week off. I think it's a new. Oh, is it? It's on Sin's channel. Oh, damn. How did I not even know that? Have I not talked to the guys recently? And why is it not showing up in my people that are streaming? Yeah, that little thing that they added that shows you who's streaming right now. Half the time I go to look at that, people I know for a fucking fact are streaming. Yeah, see, it's not down. You sons of bitches. YouTube, learn to YouTube. Anyway, go check out the boys. Thank you, Jack, who also put it in there, who beat me to it. I'd have beat you if I wasn't on my satellite, God damn it. Go check out the boys over on AAA. I love them. Tell them I said hi. I'll be over to say hi for a minute, but then I'm going to go play some. I'll go play some Ghost Game, and I wish I could play that online. I don't think I can even play that single player because I'm on the satellite, and I do need. There's you connect to their server, so I'll have to test it and see how bad it is. But we will be on my channel right here in just about 2 hours or 3 hours for Lords of the Night. Then I will be gaming tonight. Tonight I am back to gaming on my channel. I will be playing at the very least either Baldur's Gate, a little bit more Baldur's Gate 3 to finish up the content that they have already, or I'll be playing Medieval Dynasty. What I prefer to do is do 2 streams, actually, one of each. So come hang out. It'll be a lot of fun. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping by and listening. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are very, very generous to me, and I don't have the words. Thank you. Everybody have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. I'm gonna sing about my day.